It's fall here in Lee County, and there's lots of beautiful, cool season greens in the fields of our local farms. Today, we're showcasing a fan favorite here in the Southeast, collard greens. We'll be chatting with Hunter Ayers of Ayers Family Farm and learning more about how they grow these delicious and nutritious greens that you can enjoy during holiday meals, as well as throughout the colder months of the year. Let's go! It's really exciting to be here today. We're at Ayers Family Farm, and we're here with Hunter Ayers, who's one of the farmers here.
Yeah, we're glad to have y'all out.
Yeah, thank you for having us out. You have such a beautiful farm.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we're surrounded by all these different beautiful greens.
Yeah.
And I hear we're going to learn about collards a little bit more today, but really all the different greens that you guys grow.
I'm excited. I love to talk about all the stuff that we do here at the farm.
Awesome. So can you tell us a little bit more about the farm? Tell us your story. How'd you got started and everything?
Yeah, it's Ayers Family Farm. We're right on the Moore and Lee County line in Cameron, North Carolina. It's a heritage farmstead is what we like to call it. We started out in 1941, primarily growing hogs and corn, row crops. Then we got really into tobacco, when it was booming, and then since that's phased out. So we've diversified in a lot of ways. We've expanded into commercial poultry, various livestock, perennial and annual hay, and of course produce. And we're just really enjoying every minute of it.
Awesome. And your family's involved in the farm as well?
Yeah, so my husband's family is a really big part of the farm. Their land is actually, it's the old farmland that we still grow on today. But my parents are actually really getting involved too, especially the last couple of years. My mom likes to help me with the bees and the cut flowers, and she helps with the produce too. And my dad, he really likes to come out for the wildlife on the farm, but he'll help us with anything too. They're great. We have really great families.
That's great. It's nice to have the whole family involved.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without them, that's for sure.
So tell us a little bit more about collards. I mean, there's all these beautiful greens out here. I know collards are one of the fan favorites around here. So.
Yeah, so collards, they're one of my favorites too. They're really bright green, really leafy. They have a lot of iron and vitamins, and they actually even can help us. They've been studied and researched to prevent heart disease and even fight off some common cancers. There's been some research on that, and that goes for all brassicas. And brassicas are a family of greens that they all derive from what used to be mustard greens, which are still around today, and they're very spicy. But mustard was actually developed over time to highlight different factors of the plant, and that's how we got all the group of brassicas that we know today, like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, collards, of course, even some oddities like bok choy and kohlrabi.
So tell us how to get started. If we want to grow collards, how do you guys do that? When do you get started and what's the process?
Yeah, they're super easy. I mean, they're really easy for everybody. It's a good plant to get started with, and you can grow them in the fall. Typically in North Carolina, we start them about September, October time. And with the weather that we've been having, it's really never too late because they're cold hardy, up to 30 degrees. You might want to cover after that, but some people actually won't eat collards until it gets a good frost on them. So they're really easy to cook, really easy to grow. They like water, but they like well-draining soil. So a raised bed is a perfect option if you don't want to have, a whole abundance.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have plenty.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So how would you actually go about harvesting collards and everything too? So when do you know they're ready? Is there kind of particular time frame, how long it takes?
For all the brassicas, kind of different situations. So for collards, as soon as you want to eat them, they're ready. Obviously, the bigger that you let them get, the more you'll get off, and you can actually what we call prime them. And that's just taking off the bottom leaves first because they mature fastest. And so you can leave the plant in the field and continue to harvest. With broccoli, it's normally treated as a one and done. In typical commercial operations, you'll cut the head off and then you kind of move on with the plant and make room for other things. But here, we're lucky to have enough room that we can actually harvest the small offshoots that will come off, and we actually use them as florets.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so we'll package those up for markets, and it's a neat little thing we're able to do with our intensive acreage. Yeah, really, whenever you're ready for them, whatever size you like, they're good to go.
And then once you get them out of the field, I imagine you need to probably keep them stored somewhere before you take them to market, right?
Yeah, for sure. So for some things are more sensitive to to cold air or even time without water than others. So our kohlrabi, they like to have water. So we'll wet the roots and throw them in cold storage. And we have some refrigerators, and we also have been blessed with a trailer, cool storage trailer we can show you guys later, that has plenty of room for storage. They like it, around 30 to 40 degrees for any kind of brassica storage. They like it cool to keep them really nice and crisp.
Excellent.
But any refrigerator at home will do.
And then what is your favorite way to eat collards? Because I imagine you have to get pretty creative with the amount of collards that you're growing.
Yeah, I love collards. I like them any kind of way. I do them a lot of different ways, and there's certainly some healthy recipes out there, but when I get a hold of them, they're normally not too healthy. But I like to simmer the collards in some ham chunks or ham hock and on the stove, and or bacon. It's a great way to do them, but it's not too healthy that way, so I'm not sure if the benefits are still there. But I like broccoli casserole too, and I like even kohlrabi fresh out of the field. My mom, I call her a rabbit because she'll come through and kind of chop off everything
it's
raw.
Fun that you can eat it raw as well as kind of cook it in
really
different
tasty
ways, so.
And with broccoli, sometimes you'll get some of the leaves with the head, and they're totally edible also. They have a really nice flavor, and a lot of people don't know that.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
there's a lot of parts of plants that we can eat that typically I think we don't normally eat, but they are edible, so it's fun to kind of learn whether you can eat the leaves and the stems and things of different plants.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Hunter. Appreciate you coming out today.
No, thanks for coming out. We're really glad to have y'all and try to, widen the horizons of others.
For more information about collard greens and local farms near you, visit your local cooperative extension office.